Alright guys, so today we're going to be using the ViperBot for the Elder Scrolls Online. So I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on that. Where you can get this is going to be mmoviper.com, and you would have to subscribe to the forums. You can do that here at Upgrade to Premium, and then you're going to go to Download section, and then ESO is right here. There's also a bunch of other games on there, so if you play any of these, this would be good for you as well. But you're going to download it, click on it, put in all your information, and then it'll download. Extract it into a folder, and then run the TSO ViperBot. I created a shortcut just for convenience. You can do whatever you please. And then you're going to want to open up the Elder Scrolls Online. Once it's open and you're running around, you're able to do stuff, then you are ready to start the bot. But first you're going to want to go to Settings and change it to Windowed mode. That's very important because it's not going to work if it's not in Windowed mode. So make sure you do that. Once you do that, you're going to want to open up ViperBot. It's going to have you put in your username and password, just authenticate it. And I guess I already had it open, but that's alright. So then you want to create a profile. Profile. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we'll just start with the hotkeys. These are all of the skills that you're going to be using. The way it's broken down is you have these different categories: start fight, single mob, multiple mob, after fight, on death, and on flee. Start fight would be like pulling mobs, like attack that you would use to pull mobs. Single mob would be just any like skills that you're going to use on any mob that you're fighting. Multiple mobs would be skills that you want to use only when there's multiple mobs around. So in this scenario, in this game, I use the ultimate. And then after fight is something you want to use after the fight, maybe a heal so you don't have to rest. On death, maybe a soul shard you could use when you die so you don't have to go to the way shrine. And on flee, maybe a sprint move. But I'm just going to be using single mob and multiple mob right now. So single mob, priority 0 is going to be most important. 1, second most important. 2, third, 3, fourth most important, etc. So ascending is going to be less important. So 19 or 21 is going to be less important than 0, and 0 is more important than 21. So I think heal would be most important. So we're going to go to coagulating blood, which has a 20-second duration. So we're going to change the delay. You could also call it cooldown to 20,000 milliseconds, which is 20 seconds. If it's a self-cast skill, don't change the range because it's not going to matter. If it's a heal, you're going to want to change health to, on this one I'm going to do 70, so that it uses that skill only when you're at 70 health or below 70 health. So that's done now, so add combo. It's hotkey 1 and the amount of magicka is 272. So that's done. Priority 1 is going to be next. That's going to be a potion. That's what I want it as. So potions have the same delay. Like I said, you don't need to change this. And this, for health, I'm going to do 40. I only want to use a potion below 40 health. So add. Hotkey is Q unless you've changed it. And then none of this applies to potions. So finish. Now priority 2 is going to be my defensive attack, or defensive skill, volatile armor. So this has a 20,000 delay as well, 20 seconds. Self-cast, and I want it to always fire no matter what my health is at. So keep it at 100. Add combo. It's hotkey 2, and magicka is 204. Okay, now for Stone Giant, that's a knockdown, knocks him down for 3 seconds. So I want it to cast every 3 seconds whenever I have enough magicka. So we're going to do 3,000 milliseconds for 3 seconds. The range is going to be 10 meters, so change this to 10. And then health, I want it to always fire. So add combo, hotkey 3. And then magicka is 255. Alright, so now priority 3, we're going to do Burning Embers, which is like a burst attack. So I want it to always, I don't want it to have like a cooldown, I don't want it to wait to fire it. So delay, I'm just going to leave at default. Range is 5, and I want it to always fire. So add combo, and hotkey is 5, magicka is 85. Okay, now for Ransack, priority 4. This is like a burst skill, just like Burning Embers, so I'm going to keep delay at 100. Range is 5, and want it to always fire, so add combo. And then this is a stamina attack, so 153 stamina. Alright, finish. So, let's see. This is where they all are, by the way. So this is heal, potion, volatile armor, stone giant. Oh, I think I messed up. Forgot to change the priority on one of them. Yeah, I did on stone giant. So say you forget to change the priority. Unfortunately, you're going to have to delete all of them. So I'm just going to fast forward through deleting them real quick and fixing it. So stand by. Alright, so we are back now. I've fixed that issue. So you always want them to go ascending. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we have coagulating blood, potion, volatile armor, stone giant, burning embers, and also ransack. Now I'm going to put on priority 7. I'm going to do the left click attack. So for that, keep delay at 100. Max range, since I'm melee, I'll do 12. And 100 health. And then you're going to want to do left mouse button. Casting time 1500 because we want it to do the power attack. And then finish. Now you're done with single mob. You got all of them in there. Now you're going to want to go to multiple mobs for your ult. And my ult is corrosive armor. We're going to do, duration is 12 seconds. So 12,000 duration. Cast on myself, so 40. Health 100 is fine. Okay. And actually, let's do that again because since it's a new category, it has its own set of priorities. So we're going to do it at priority 0. So let's fix that. 12,000. Alright, everything's good. So the hotkey is going to be R, and the amount of ultimate is 200. Now say it was one of those ults that you have to cast and then cast on the ground. You're going to go to advanced and then part of combo. But that's done. So hotkeys are finished now. Now we're going to go to options. Now options is right here, by the way, right next to hotkeys. You're going to alerts is the bot telling you what's happening, if you're stuck, etc. Attacking, that's just setting the melee range. Leave it at default. Crafting, that's basically how long you rest after you loot a node. Flee is if you want to flee from a mob if you're at a certain amount of health. I just keep it at no. Maybe you'll want to adjust that. That's up to you. Grouping is if you're in a group or if you're solo. And vulnerable is for bugged mobs or bugged nodes. You want to keep that as yes because you don't want to be trying to attack a bugged mob for 3 hours while you're AFK because it'll look very suspicious. Looting, that's if you want to loot mobs and how long you want to rest after you loot mobs. Miscellaneous, times to res is important because it's defaulted at 3, and if you leave it at 3, once you die 3 times, the bot's going to stop, so you don't want that to happen while you're AFK, so I change it to 1000. Movement, this right here, move to mob, is important because if you're a ranged class, you don't want to move close to the mob, so you want to change it to no. And these are just the default key bindings for moving and jumping and stuff like that. Patrol settings, that's just how much experience you want to get before the bot stops. Detection is when other players are around you. You can choose for it to log out and stuff like that. I don't want it to, so I just set it at no. And then resting, power is going to be Magicka, so keep that in mind. And this is pretty self-explanatory. This is what percent of health you want to rest at and what you want to rest to, etc. And targeting, Z elevation is how far up or down you're going to look for nodes or mobs. And the default action is just the button for looting and stuff like that, which is E in this game. So now you're done with options. Okay, so now we're going to do our patrol. I'm already in the area that I want to run the patrol at. Let's see. Alright, it's down this way. So since I'm already at the way shrine, I'll do this as a res path. So to go, let's start the new area. Okay, ViperBot. And we're going to do a line patrol. And the area that I want to do it in is right here. So I'm going to run a line like from here, probably somewhere over here, all the way this way, and then back. And just back and forth is how it's going to run. If you wanted to do circle, you could start it right here as waypoint 1, go all the way around, and then this would be waypoint 100, whatever it is. But the first and last waypoints have to be next to each other or else the bot's going to get confused if you're going to do a circle. So for now we're just going to do line. Always change the auto distance. I do 5. I would say keep it between 5 and 10 just so you have a lot of hotspots. And because if you have too many hotspots then the bot's going to get stuck a lot if they're too far apart, I should say. So I just keep it at 5. And since this is a res path, you're going to want to go to navigation and then auto add right here. You can see add additional nav mesh path points, for example, res pathing. So you're going to hit auto add and then you're going to run the path. So I'm going to run it to run this way. And then there should be mobs up here where I want to run this. Alright, so I'll just start it right here. So we're going to stop the res path and then we're going to go to the regular auto add, which is actually where the hotspots, it's going to add hotspots to look for stuff to kill and loot. So we're just going to run around. I should probably run. And I hope I don't die. I'm dead. Alright, so, I mean, it's good idea not to die while you're running the path, but it happens. So, I think it's pretty self-explanatory how to run the path. I mean, you just hit auto add and then you run it. Also, it's a good idea to hit overlay mapper so you can see what's going on. You'll see here in a second. Alright, this is another way shrine, so I'll just do the res path for this one too. Starts right here. So, res path. And see that overlay mapper shows me all the hotspots and paths and stuff that are already there. You're going to want to take all your res paths to hotspot 1, because if you don't, then the bot's going to, say you took the res path to hotspot 15, it's going to go to 15 and then it's going to run the path until it gets to hotspot 1, and it's going to skip past everything, because the way the bot works is it only looks for stuff when it's in the hotspot that it's trying to get to. So if it's trying to get to 1, it's not going to look for stuff until it gets to 1. And then it moves on to 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Alright, so this is where I died. So we're going to go back to here, auto add, and then we're just going to continue on. That area I just ran through is probably kind of an area that you might get stuck on. So kind of try to avoid stuff like that, because you're going to be AFK when you're doing this most likely, so you don't want to be looking sketchy, running into walls and stuff like that. Let's hope I don't die again. Let's heal. Alright, so I'm just going to run this until I die, because this is up here is where I want it to end anyways. So we're going to stop it. And then now let's go back. And then once you're in the area where you're going to be running your patrol, you're going to want to go to the Target tab, which is right here, and then hit Select from List. I guess I'm not far enough in to see all the targets yet, so let's move a little further. Because that list is going to just compile a list of all the targets that are close to you. It's the easiest way to do it. So beach is wood, so that'll be a node. Montclair Archer, Montclair Martyr, Montclair Charger, Orculum Ore, and Montclair Soldier. Okay, so that's good enough. So if it's a node, you're going to want to double click on it. Click node, and then whatever it is. This is gathering. This one's going to be mining. So node mining. Okay. For just mobs that you want to kill, just you don't have to mess with them. So that's really it when it comes to setting up the patrol. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Now say if you did want to run a res path, so like say you wanted to run this res path to waypoint 8, for whatever reason. And you would have to do start at closest waypoint, because if you don't, then like I said earlier, it's just going to run the path until it gets to 1, and then it's going to start running back. So if you do want to do that, you can. You just have to do this, start at closest waypoint. So then everything's set up, save the area, and start Viper. This one was ViperBot, start patrol.
Beginning patrol.
Alright. And see what I was saying, how it's trying to get, you see the blue circle? I was too far, I didn't realize that I was that far up. And now it's trying to get to the circle. And also, I noticed how big that circle is. I need to change something. Sometimes when you pause it, it continues to run, so you gotta mess with it to get it to unpause or stop running. Alright. So if you ever have to make changes to the patrol, you're gonna want to close that little launcher. And the change I want to make is that I don't want to look 30 meters for targets. That's too far, you're gonna end up getting stuck. In open areas, I would suggest 15. In tight areas, I would suggest setting it to 10. So now, since we made changes, we're going to save it, and you saw how that changed. Start Viper. I don't know what happened to it. And this is also a bug that I've been seeing on the forums a lot, where it will be off of the screen. So if that ever happens, you're going to want to right-click this little preview, click on Move, and then press your arrow keys and you'll get it back. Alright, so we're starting the patrol. Actually, probably best idea to get back to here so it knows what's going on. Alright, now you can see combat. And then now you can see it's moving on. Okay, so you see that little blue line? That's when it's moving from one hotspot to another. And then it looks for stuff in that blue circle. So once you really get a better understanding of what the bot's trying to do, you'll learn how to set up the patrols better and stuff like that. And if you notice that you're getting stuck on stuff, just change that thing that I just changed to look for stuff from the hotspot. I set it to 15. Change it to 10. That way you won't go too far off of the path, and you won't end up getting stuck on a rock or something like that. Now, let's see if I get my ult up. He will probably use the ult. Wow, he actually dodged the red AoE. I'm surprised. It usually doesn't dodge that AoE stuff. But now you can see on the right that I'm resting because of how I had it set up in the options. Now see, that's where you get stuck. That's why I say it's usually not a good idea to go near places like that, because you're just going to end up getting stuck, and if somebody was like watching you playing like that, you'd look like kind of an idiot. So after he kills this mob, I'll show you if you make a mistake like that and you go near somewhere like that. Let's pause it. Close this because we're going to have to restart it. So you're going to want to go to patrol areas, hotspots, And then this is hotspot 10 where it got messed up on. So we're going to go to hotspot 10 and we're just going to delete that. And we're going to keep on deleting in that general area. And then we're going to go to select task. Then let's see. Go to waypoint. Let's see. I believe go to waypoint is the one you want. Go to hotspot. And then you're going to, like, say, run more this direction. And actually, let's delete one more. This way. Okay. So, instead of running this way, we're going to want to run this way. And then we're going to click on go to hotspot. Or sorry, add task. And now there's a hotspot right there. One right there. One right there. And he might still get in the building, but I mean you get the gist of it, how that would fix it. Let's kill. See if the bot's better than me. Wow! Of course I got stunned in that volley arrow. Alright, so, well that's fixed now, but still need to tweak it. And then you can see how there's no path on those. I just want to kill these mobs so I can try and get past them. Just kill these guys. Get this arrow guy, he's a lot. Stun is killing me, man. It's pissing me off. Alright, finally. Okay, so we're on hotspot 8 now. And we want to make a path on there, so we'll do this. And then we'll make it so that it understands a movement pattern that it should take. Alright. Make sure you stop it before you start moving all over the place. Okay. Now since we're restarting it, it's going to want us to go on hotspot 1. Now let's see if he avoids that building. Or, I guess I should say she.
Beginning patrol.
But once we get past that building, I'm gonna just fast forward the video. Just let the bot run for a little bit. I've already gone over all this stuff. And it was nice having that building, getting stuck on it, and I'm not sure if I saved the patrol. Always remember you want to save it before you start it. So let's let this finish real quick. Because for some reason that path isn't there. Guess I'll do it again. Come on. Of course. I need to run. Yeah, I think this area is a little too high level for me, but I'll be alright. Just go away, please. I just want to run the bot. This guy really serious. Okay. Save it this time. Start. Okay.
Beginning patrol.
So like I was saying, once we get past that that house, make sure that that worked. I'm just gonna fast forward it. I've already gone over everything. You know how to set up the hotkeys. You know how to set up the patrol. You know how to configure the options. That's really all there is to it. Just really mastering setting up the patrols is important. It would take me a long time to get this perfected. It's definitely far from perfected, but I'm just gonna let it run and see what it does. My best suggestion is to watch your patrol for about an hour, maybe even a few hours, just to make sure it doesn't get stuck on anything or do anything retarded, because then that's when you're going to start getting reported, and then you're going to have to start all over again and pay another $15, and it's not going to be fun. So just definitely don't just make a really quick patrol and then go to work. Like, you're going to want to watch it before you do anything. And like I said, this area might not work out well for me because there's a lot of groups of 3, and I'm not sure how well I can handle them, especially with that archer back there doing a lot of damage. And also, one thing you'll notice is that the bot will sometimes you'll think that it's changing targets stupidly, but it's just changing to whichever target it's closest to. So that's why it does that. It's just trying to attack the target that's closest to it. That's how it's programmed. It's not a bug or anything like that. But I'm just gonna fast forward it now because I might keep on dying because this is kind of too high of a level area for me. But we'll see what happens. I'll see you in a little bit. Well, actually, I'm just going to end the video after this. So hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, have a great day.